It is a good day, tiptoeing through the tulips. That's what I feel like. This Willie Sinclair III from the Milwaukee Sinclairs. He didn't want summer to end, so he decided he wanted to make me look like a tulip. So that's what he did. Hello, John.
Hello, hello. Very Patti LaBelle vibes, like that vintage.
Oh, the Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
I'm not going, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I love it.
Sherri will be right back. Beyonce's Renaissance tour brought out so many stars, but her show created a star. Her daughter, Blue Ivy Carter. Or, as we are all calling her now, the notorious B.I.C. Oh, we just watched Blue Ivy come out and come into her own over the course of several months of the Renaissance tour. And y'all remember when Blue Ivy first started the tour, she looked so scared and shy when she came out. She looked like, she hadn't come out of her shell yet. So she was just kind of, okay? But then somebody put together a side-by-side comparison of how great Blue Ivy was by the end of the tour. When I tell you, look at these go. Oh my goodness, by the end, you feel like Blue Ivy is about to go on her own tour right now, okay? And she going to, I'm like, more money, more tickets for Blue Ivy. But everything was so crisp and clean. She was just, This woman. And Blue Ivy, every time she did it, she had that stank face. That's how you know you're doing it. And so Blue Ivy even has her own fans now. They are calling themselves the Ivy League. Oh. That's a good one. They did good with that name. But the thing that I loved the most was I loved how Beyonce looked at her daughter every single time. She was so proud. She looked at her like, that's my bloodline. Right there. And more than anything, oh my goodness, more than anything, Blue Ivy, she can now go back to school and she can brag about how she spent her summer vacation. You better go ahead. We love you, Blue. We love you. There's more Sherri. BRB. Now, Cher, who is 77 years old, Cher is dating a 37-year-old man named Alexander Edwards. Okay, looking good. Now, Alexander Edwards is 40 years younger than Cher. But reportedly, her sexual appetite is too much for him. Okay, now, Cher reportedly at 77 has a high libido, and she is wearing him out. Okay, let me tell you something. Cher is my shero, all right? I'm not lying. I looked at that, I said, what in the hormone replacement therapy is happening over here? I need to know what Cher is doing because I need it. You know what? This is not your grandma's 77, okay? My grandmother wanted a sweater and some soup, but these modern day grandmamas, they want a bikini wax and a man. They not playing. I'm telling you, 77 know what you want. If you are 77 years old and you are wearing out a 37-year-old, the tables have turned orgasmically, all right? I literally, I want Cher on this show. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want to know about Cher's career. I don't want to know nothing about her tour. I need to know where you get that sex drive from, Cher. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 77, but I am tired as heck. You ever sit there and you go, orgasms are the last thing on my mind. But if Cher can do it, then I am so inspired. I'm rethinking life over here. I'm trying to turn back time. Shoot, if I can find a way to get an orgasm like Cher. And at 77, what is an orgasm like at 77? Because, first of all, I'm concerned because orgasms, I think it makes your heart stop for a hot second. You don't need your heart to be stopping, but orgasms at this age, it takes a lot of concentration. And I'm so brain fogged out. You know how much time it takes to get a good fantasy going? And then you gotta tense up trying to get that orgasm. I'm afraid I'm gonna get a Charlie horse. That daggone, and then you ain't supposed to be doing all of that. You freaking trying to fantasize and Charlie horse is coming. And I'm thinking about that poor boy, the poor 40-year-old boy. His friends probably told him, you gonna wear Cher out. But he's like, I can't even get up no more. Cher. Look at this picture. He is looking like, he's looking like, you ready again? We just did it, Cher. And Cher got that look like, oh, Alexander, I'm ready again. She probably got this boy shaking like a teenager. She got him like, what was that movie, Misery, chained to the bed. So I know, Alexander, you thought that this was gonna be an easy relationship, but this is not your mama's 77. Now get over there and take your clothes off. That's what I say. You better go. Sherri will be right back. Barbra Streisand is opening up about her career, and she sat down with Gayle King, and she said that she has more fear now than when she started out. Take a look.
That's what happens when you have a long career. It doesn't get easier.
Yeah.
It gets harder.
But Barbara,
when you have no fear, when you know you're going to be famous, you're not going to be famous.
you don't have fear today. No.
I don't have fear today.
I'm asking.
Of course, I don't want to sing anymore in public.
You don't?
No.
Okay, first of all, Barbara cranky. That's probably what she didn't. I can sense that cranky coming off Barbara. You know, half the time she wasn't even looking at Gayle. Barbara was like, I'm sleepy. Why are you here? But Barbara, it's so funny because as you go along in this journey, sometimes it gets a little scary because when Joy Behar from The View was here, she said something similar. She does stand-up comedy, and she says she's writing plays now because she's afraid to do stand-up. And I think sometimes as we get older, we think, if what I brought before is enough, are people going to accept me? Are they still gonna like it? Am I still gonna be able to do it at that level? And, Barbra Streisand, she is so imitated by so many people. They came after her. Remember, Barbra Streisand was the first one that had the blinged out microphone. Now everybody has a blinged out microphone, but I think as you get older, it's hard. You get a little scared. It's a little scary trying to maintain the younger crowd, because that's the last thing you want is a bunch of young people in the audience looking at you like, okay, now wait a minute, who are you? But what I would say to Barbra Streisand is you have to remember who is your core base, because your core base will never leave you, all right? Your core base is there. I do stand-up and I do acting, and my core base that loves me grew up with me. My core base doing stand-up would I used to do my stand-up shows at 11 o'clock at night. My core fan base would be there 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. But now my core fan base has gotten old, okay? If I don't do my stand-up shows at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 6, ain't nobody coming. Because my core fan base is not out that late. Literally, in a week, it has changed. My core fan base used to have mini skirts on and get lit. They be ordering Hennessy and everything else. Now my core fan base come out with canes and wheelchairs. When I tell you, Kim Whitley and I, we go on our Two Funny Mama stand-up tour, and I will look out the curtains, and I go, is that woman got an oxygen tank on the back of the chair? What is going on? I was at a comedy club, and we were leaving at 11 o'clock, and a lady was sitting in a wheelchair, and I said, ma'am, how are you getting home? She said, oh, I'm just waiting for my grandbaby to come pick me up. That's my fan base. That girl used to get lit on the weekend with me. But I would say, Barbara, your fan base will never leave you. So you just have to know that your core will not abandon you. Now, the kids, not so much, okay? Because when I was doing stand-up with D Nice, in D.C. All of the adults, we were up on our feet. We took naps before we came to the show, as Chris Spencer always says. And the kids who were there, the people brought their kids. It was some kids, they was just like this the whole time. They didn't recognize any of the songs, nothing. But, you know, I say, look, I would tell Barbara Streisand, you should do like duets with the younger audience, like with the younger, you know, with musicians. Like, that's how you come back. Like Tony Bennett did it, right? Tony Bennett did it, and he won a Grammy. He did something.
Oh, and they did a PBS special, everything.
He did a PBS special. It's like, Barbara Streisand, get with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Do something. Taylor Swift and, you know, somebody like Olivia Rodrigo, get with her. Barbara, get with Megan Thee Stallion. Get with Megan Thee Stallion. I could see that. They say memories. What would that be like? Oh my goodness, if you dropped it low with Megan Thee Stallion. I can see Barbara Streisand with her glasses on going, okay, what does WAP mean? What is WAP? So maybe if you do that, then you know, you wouldn't be afraid to come back because people would receive you so well because you got the old and you got the new. So we love you, Barbara. Come on back out here. We want you. There's more Sherri. BRB. Now, y'all, the 46th annual Kennedy Center Honors ceremony honored many of the greats for their accomplishments in the performing arts. So we want to congratulate Queen Latifah. Yes. Queen Latifah. There she is back there. She's the first female rapper ever honored. Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees was honored. And I can see some of the kids are sitting there going, who is Barry Gibb? Okay, for the kids that sing that song that y'all think is Beyonce's, it's just emotions, it's taking me. That's Beyonce got that from Barry Gibb. That's Barry Gibb. And how deep is your, all of that. Also honored was Renee Fleming, Billy Crystal, and Dionne Warwick. Dionne Warwick. Let me tell you what I love about this picture with Dionne Warwick. If you look closer at Dionne, you can see she wore house slippers. This is what I love. Now, it wasn't any old house slippers. They were blinged out to the max. They looked amazing. Now, Auntie Dionne is 82 years old, and she chose very wisely comfort over style. You know, because the thing about it, when you get to the level that you're getting a Kennedy Center honor, you can wear what you want. You don't care because you don't have to prove anything. But I'm looking at these shoes, and I said, do we expect anything less from Dionne Warwick? Because you know, Auntie Dionne, on her Twitter, she gives 0 cares when she tweets. This is a woman who tweeted rapper Lil Yachty, and she asked him, what was the thought process behind your name, Lil Yachty? How did you go from Miles to that? Thanks. Okay, Auntie Dionne also tweeted Olivia Rodrigo about her #1 song, Good For You. Now, everybody knows the song. And she said, who is Olivia Rodrigo yelling at on her song, Good For You? I would like to know who we are angry with. And she famously tweeted Chance the Rapper. She said, hi, Chance the Rapper. If you are very obviously a rapper, why did you put it in your stage name? I cannot stop thinking about this. And then she said, I am now Dionne the singer. Pretty much, Dionne Warwick is as real as they come. And I know pretty much her putting on these house shoes, she did what all the other honorees wanted to do. She wore comfortable shoes. Because the thing about when you get honored and you go to these events, you do a lot of walking. And the first thing, ladies, you notice, we put the shoes on and we like, how much walking I gotta do? Do I gotta walk from the car to the, how much walking? Is it gonna be long? And so it is not fun, no stilettos. So I understand and I'm all for it, Auntie. And I literally hope that this sets a trend. Like when people wear pajamas out, when people wear their bonnets to the airport, please get rid of the stilettos and let us wear our house slippers to the events. I'm hoping hoping this catch on. Look, Willie Sinclair III is like, no, we're not hoping that at all, because he liked the stilettos.
You stay in the stilettos, but Dion gave new meaning to her song, Walk On By.
I'm telling you. She walked right on by. So congratulations to all the honorees, and especially Auntie Dionne Warwick.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time.